What is up, thrill seekers? Today I am bringing you guys my full analysis of the unnamed Intiman Mega Coaster going to Walibi Belgem, which I'm excited about. For my initial thoughts, by the way, quickly before I start, this was announced at IAAPA. This is a No Limits 2 recreation because the only footage that we got to see from IAAPA of this coaster was just on a TV screen, and there's the only actual footage is just people filming that TV screen. So I'm using Amusement Insider. He has a No Limits 2 recreation that I'm using, so all credit goes to him. I'll have the original video in the description below if you want to check it out. And yeah, anyways, to my thoughts on the coaster, I think this is going to be sweet. I have not ridden an Intiman Mega. I'm hoping maybe I'll ride one next year, because my cousins live in or near Boston, so I might be able to convince them to go to Six Flags New England with me, and they have Superman, the ride there. So, really though, this coaster looks super awesome. It looks super airtime packed, just like with the Intamin launched coaster. It looks like it's really copying RMC, with its second half being all small airtime hills, some of them with like banks and stuff, which seems pretty cool. I'm not complaining. And yeah, think it's going to be airtime packed. And I'm excited for this coaster to open. Even though I'm not going to get on it, I'm excited to see or hear people's opinions and things, and hopefully get on it at some point in time. Anyways, though, let's jump into the point of view video. So it goes up the chain lift, and starts going down the drop. This is a curved drop, kind of like Expedition G-Force, is really what I'm getting from it. So yeah, it goes down that drop. Looks pretty awesome. I've ridden, really the closest thing for me is like Twisted Colossus or Iron Rattler. Those have little twisted drops, not as much as this, but at least a little bit. Anyways, goes down the drop and goes up into a huge airtime hill. It looks like it has kind of a mix of floater and ejector, kind of like Flowjector, because it's not as slow as a B&M Hyper, but it's not as fast as like Steel Vengeance's first top hat or second banked, outward banked hill, but it's kind of an in-between of those. Goes down, goes into an outer banked kind of wave turn type thing. It kind of reminds me, I think Lightning Rod has something like that, and it also kind of reminds me of Steel Vengeance. But anyways, twists back in and goes into like a non-inverting cobra roll, which is kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me of like Carnan. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Carnan. But yeah, I think this element will be alright. Then goes down, goes into another airtime hill, which I think will be super, super good. Kind of goes into a little bit of a helix, and kind of up into, kind of seems like a treble clef type element, like what's on Fury 325, where it helixes around and then goes into an outward, kind of banked, like, hill. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, from there, it goes down, pretty gradually into a overbanked turn and then into an airtime hill, and really this is where the airtime starts. You have that airtime hill, overbanked turn, kind of a double down type thing, more airtime, some rapid transitions, another overbanked turn, more airtime, more airtime, more airtime, and more airtime, and into the brake run. Yeah, I think this coaster is going to be super awesome. Like I said at the beginning, I have not ridden a Intiman Mega Coaster, and I'm hoping to get on Superman the Ride decently soon. So yeah, but really until then, I can't say too much of what I think this ride is going to be like. It definitely gives me Steel Vengeance vibes, just with the first two airtime hills especially, because it has the drop and then it has a flat airtime hill, and then like an outward banked type hill, which I think is definitely Steel Vengeance like. Then, really the whole second, I guess, half of the ride, super low to the ground with lots of overbanks and airtime hills. Again, really Intamin with both of these coasters, the one going to Park Asterix and this one here. They're both really taking after RMC a lot, which I'm not complaining with, because I love RMC. They're personally my favorite manufacturer. I'm not totally sure how well they're going to be able to execute it, but looking at this POV and the off-ride footage, it looks super awesome. So again, I'm super sad that this isn't coming to America, but super happy that this is being made, because because one of these is getting made, it kind of means that Intamin is experimenting with this type of ride, seeing what reaction they're gonna get, and then just building more. And if they build more, eventually it will come to the US, just like the Mack multi-launch roller coasters, although I'm hoping that this will come to America sooner than the Mack multi-launches did. So yeah, those are kind of my final thoughts. Again, treating this like one of my reviews, I'm going to give it a rating based on kind of coasters like it that I've been on, and then I'll give it an overall rating. I'm kind of comparing this a little bit to B&M Hypers and RMCs mixed together. And when doing that, I want to give this a 9.5, because I really do think that this is going to be a super great coaster. And yeah, that's that's really all I had to say. But I don't think it'll beat out everything. I think it's going to be a super great coaster, and for the overall rating, I'm giving it a 9, which is definitely top 10, top 15 worthy, but not like top 2 or top 3 worthy. In my opinion, just doesn't look that way. Of course, I can't really judge it until I ride it or hear from other people who have ridden it. But from what I have, it just doesn't look like it's number 1, number 2, number 3 worthy, or really even top 5 worthy. But I'll save that judgment until I again hear from people who ride it or ride it myself. And anyways, that's really going to be my analysis for this for today. I will be doing more of these if there's more coasters coming out. But really, coaster announcement season is pretty much over, at least for the US. So, wow, that was a voice crack. So, yeah, that's really the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, definitely. And yeah, anyways, I will see you all next time. Peace out.